Hi everyone, it is Sylvan from Sylvan's Way, and I am here today to talk to you about mushrooms. Yes, that's right, mushrooms. Now, I just got this deck in, and I love mushrooms. I love eating mushrooms. I love going in the forest and looking for mushrooms. I like growing mushrooms. I love everything about mushrooms. And this deck came out. I missed it on Kickstarter back in February of 2014. So what is that, like a year and like 3-4 months that it's been out, or when it was started on Kickstarter. You can now get this deck on Etsy, so it's still readily available. And when I saw it, and I saw it on another channel, I don't remember whose it was, but I had to get it because it was such a cute idea. So this is called the Mushroom Hunter's Arcanum, created by Joe Buckley. And like I said, this came out as a Kickstarter last year, and now you can get it on Etsy. So this is the box that it comes in. It's just a normal 2-part sturdy box, and then on the back of it, it just tells you, it's got the pictures, and it tells you complete 78 card deck and guidebook featuring mushrooms from all over around the world. Now it does say 2022, so I don't know if maybe he made it back then but didn't do the Kickstarter until 2024, or maybe it was a second release and I didn't look close enough. But when I looked on Kickstarter, I saw that it came out in February 2024. So maybe this is the second or third iteration. I don't know. But so anyway, that's the box. And when we open it up here, now I did order it from Etsy, and when I ordered it from Etsy, he sent it with this cute little sticker. So thank you, Joe, for the sticker. I'll take stickers any day of the week. And this is the cards and the guidebook. So these are the cards. So we'll look at those in a moment. Let's take a peek-see at this guidebook here. So for this guidebook, when we open it up, it's got a foreword in here, and I wanted to read some information that was in the foreword. The Mushroom Hunter's Arcanum is a fungi-themed tarot deck of 78 cards, each represented by its own unique mushroom. Ever since moving to the Pacific Northwest, I've become fascinated by the world of mushrooms. They're full of such magic and wonder. Each mushroom has its own story to tell and its own purpose in the world. What better way to tell their stories, even through art of tarot? I was preemptively surprised by the relationship. I can't pronounce that word for some reason. By the relationships between the tarot archetypes and the mushrooms I chose to represent them. From famed mushrooms like the fly something and the golden something, to obscure fungi such as the fluted bird's nest and the bleeding fairy helmet, 78 mushrooms found their way here. This deck, I believe, should not be limited to the interested in tarot. The Mushroom Hunter's Arcanum is perfect for those who simply want to learn more about mushrooms, as this guide contains both common and scientific names of each mushroom, as well as some fun facts about them. These cards can also be used as a learning tool. The more you use the deck, the more you'll be able to recognize each mushroom without having to refer to this book. The Mushroom Hunter's Arcanum is a highly usable deck for beginners and experienced tarot readers alike. I think you'll find the cards to be intuitive. The more you learn about mushrooms, the more connections you'll find with their corresponding cards. I hope this deck brings you the same joy and enlightenment that making it has brought me. Much loved, Fungi Joe. So that's great. And I love that he tells the story of why he started doing it and his love of the mushrooms, and about how he feels that you can use this deck. And this is why I got it. This is what sold me on it. Not only to use it as a tarot deck, but you can also use it as a learning deck, because he gives you, like he said, some fun facts about each fungus in the deck, in the guidebook. So let's take a look at what else we have in here. We have the spreads. Of course, we've got the one card spread. He's got the mycelium spread, which is the basic past, present, future. But then he's got this cool one that's called the toadstool identification, as well as the golden cantlery spread. And then a note on reversals, and then of course caution when if you use this to learn about mushrooms and picking mushrooms in the wild and how that can be very, very dangerous. So lots of good information in the front, but the very best part of it is each one of these descriptions for the mushrooms. So he has the title of the card, he's got the common name, and then he's got the scientific name. And then he goes into details about the mushroom itself and why he chose that mushroom for the particular card. And I've read a couple of these, and it's really fascinating and really, really interesting. So I'm looking forward to reading this guidebook. And it shouldn't take me long. I mean, it's really not that big, right? And of course, it's got the keywords at the bottom. But if you know what the Fool is, then you already know that association through Rider-Waite-Smith, and that's what he follows in the creation of each one of these cards. In the back of the guidebook, he's got some acknowledgments as well as further reading. So if you wanted to learn more about mushrooms, this is where you can learn some more about mushrooms. So it's a little guidebook. It's not very big. It's black and white. It's, you know, got no color pictures, but it gives you just enough of what you need. And I think it seems like, I mean, it's enough of what I want. So that is the guidebook. Not great big, but it's more than enough. And then these are the cards. Now, I want to point out the palette is this beautiful, muted, almost what I would call 70s kind of vibe to the colorations. And it does kind of remind me of the Rider-Waite-Smith colors. I mean, I have, you know, Rider-Waite-Smith deck that has very similar colors. So I think that's super cool. I hope that as I get using this deck, I'll find that the colors do correlate as far as like the background colors, etc., which will help further make learning the cards a lot easier. The cards themselves is of a nice thick cardstock. They seem, I think they have a core because they seem to be a nice cardstock, and I like that they're a nice matte finish. He does have this beautiful gold gilding on here, and it's not that chintzy cheap gilding, because I don't feel any ledge or lip to it, so there shouldn't be any problem with the shuffling of it. I do think these cards are going to shuffle very, very nice because of this matte finish. And then we have the back side of the card. So if you've ever seen a mushroom spore stamp, this is what they look like. And they're actually quite lovely. And each one of them can be very unique, like a fingerprint. So I really think that's super cool. So let's flip through these cards real quick. I'm just going to flip through them and put some music on so that you can see each one of these cards. Oh, those were great. What do you guys think of those? I really like the colors of these cards. I have to admit, this is I know it's summertime, but this fall I'm already looking forward. It's pretty hot today. This week has been pretty brutal hot for North Carolina. They got that heat wave going through, but I really love the colors of this deck. I think it's going to be super fun to work with these images and get to know it. Let's see how this shuffles. They are a little thick, so I don't know how I'm going to do because I do have smaller hands. So let's see if I can riffle shuffle this. Oh, maybe I just need to do a little breaking in of it. It looks like I am able to do it. I am able to. It's difficult for me, but I am able to do it. Whew. That's a little difficult for me, but so that was my riffle shuffle. Let's do some hand over hand. Like, notice that the cardstock is a little thicker for me, so when I put my hand around it, I don't know if you can see this, but I can't get all of it. There's still room for my fingers, so it's a little thick for me. So it's a little more difficult for me to shuffle. I can only take about half of the deck to do this hand over hand. But I am able to do it. Let's see if I could do a waterfall. Let's try that. I wouldn't say I'm the greatest shuffler in the world anyway. That's why I like decks that are super easy to shuffle. You know, the thinner cardstock, usually linen, and most people don't seem to like. I hear some complaints in the YouTube world, and I still prefer it. I prefer that thinner cardstock that you can get than over the thicker one, because it's hard on my hands. My finger actually hurts a little bit from trying to shuffle these. So anyway, so that is the shuffle. Now let's see. Now if we were, I didn't shuffle very good because the Fool is still on top. But if we were to do a 3-card spread, what would that look like? So that's what these look like side by side. I really do like this coloration of these cards. I think it's a really good, maybe you know, end of summer when you're starting to harvest all of the stuff from your garden. And I think a lot of mushrooms come out at the end of summer. So, you know, end of summer, beginning of fall would be a great time, I think, for this deck. So whatever ends up in the middle, we're going to read it. So Ace of Cups. So let's do that. Let's read from the guidebook and see how the guidebook reads. Let's see what he writes up in the guidebook for the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. Candy. Oops, let's do this. Candy cap. I can't pronounce the scientific name. Though not consumed like most edible mushrooms, candy caps are sought after by many chefs for their sweet, maple-like aroma and taste. Much like truffles, they're used primarily as flavoring. When dried slowly, a single specimen is enough to fill an entire house with its scent. Candy caps are often used in cookies, ice creams, waffles, and pancakes, or as a sweetener for savory dishes like pork. So, wow. See, that's so interesting, isn't it? I think that's really interesting. Of course, the keywords are love, happiness, compassion, relationships, creativity. So I like it. I mean, just a little bit, just to wet your noodle, you know what I mean? Just like give you a little taste. So, okay. Now, the other thing I want to do is I thought it would be fun to do some pairings. So let's split this in half and let's look at some oracle decks to see how they would go with it. So I thought the first one would be the Mushroom Oracle. Of course, I'm going to use Mushroom Oracle decks when I'm looking at a mushroom tarot deck. So let's try this first. So let's put this in the middle. I thought the colors probably would go really well together. And let's do a little zoom in, a little tiny zoom. Okay, let's take a little peek. I mean, it's definitely not the same type of artwork, but it is definitely the same colors. So I do think this could go with it. And of course, I mean, really, seriously, of course, you have to use your mushroom oracle decks with your mushroom tarot. I mean, like, seriously, it's like a requirement. Yeah, I definitely think these go together. Perfect colors. Really, seriously, perfect colors. Okay, let's not spend too much time on one deck because it would take up the entire video or too much time. Okay, so that was the Mushroom Oracle. Of course, now I have a second Oracle deck that is about mushrooms. So this is the Mushroom Spirit Oracle. So let's see how those go with it. I think it's going to be the same situation where it is the right colors. It's not the same kind of artwork, but it should still go because the colors should still go with it. Yeah. Of course, all the mushroom decks are going to have the same kind of mushroom colors because mushrooms are browns, right? Look at that turkey tail. Yummy. Lion's mane. I like this Mushroom Spirit Oracle because of this keyword down here. So it tells you the name of the mushroom, but then it also gives you a keyword. So yeah, so if you have this Mushroom Spirit Oracle, it definitely goes with it as well. Same coloration. And of course, when you, like I already said it, I'm going to say it again. If you are using a mushroom tarot deck, you gotta use a mushroom oracle deck. You just gotta. I like it. Definitely. Okay. And just in case you didn't see this before, look at these backs. Aren't they precious? I love them. This is just such a nice Mushroom Spirit Oracle deck. Okay. So that's our second pairing. Now my third pairing that I have to try out is the Herbal Astrology. So I thought this would go with it because it is an herbal deck. And I know that the colors should be very similar. And I have the mini version, so let's flip this back over. Okay. So I have the mini version because if you know me and you've been following my channel, you'll know that I like mini decks because they're easier for my little tiny hands to work with. I mean, I might have some sausages, but I have short fingers. I'm a short person. I'm only like 5'2". Yes, because this is a herbal deck. The colors, of course, are going to go with it. Really think this is a great end of summer, fall, early fall deck. And I definitely think that you could use the Herbal Astrology Oracle with this Mushroom Tarot. I think I like the mushroom decks more than this Herbal Astrology, but if you don't have those mushroom decks and you have this one, it would go perfect. It's still, I mean, not perfect, but it would still go with it really well. Yep. I like it. Okay. The next one that I have is not a mushroom or herbal deck, but it does have some mushrooms in it. So I thought, and the colors are also within the same kind of color scheme that this tarot deck is. So it is the Magical Spirit Oracle. So I think this one would go with it as well. See, there's a mushroom. I told you there was mushrooms in here. So I thought this would go with it. And I think it does. I mean, it's not a perfect match, but it definitely would work. Still within that almost 70s like vibe, right? Yep. Could definitely do this one as well. Okay, we've got another match. Another pairing was had. Okay. So my last one, I'll put this away. And I'm going to return the cards. I don't like it when the decks get so low on each side and then they're uneven and they might not show correctly in the camera. So, okay, anyway, the last one is the Lost Oracle. And I thought this would go because, again, the same kind of colors, but I know that the artwork in this one is simpler and it has a lot of thicker lines. So I thought just maybe it might be a really good match. And I don't know, there's something a little witchy about mushrooms, don't you think? Something a little witchy. Ah, there we go. We have the crone right on top. But see how we got the thicker lines, and the thicker lines are on here, and we have that same kind of brownish color. So this is more of a limited palette, but I think it still goes. Let's look at a couple of them here. Yeah, see, we got the red, and that's kind of like a reddish brown, and the yellow with the yellow. And I like the simpler design of this Lost Oracle with this mushroom deck, so things don't get too busy. Yep, you could definitely use this one with it too. So I think all five of them that I picked out, I think definitely goes with this. This is actually an easy deck to find pairings with. It's really good. I don't know which one is my favorite though. I don't think I have a favorite of the oracles with it. So it hasn't found its perfect match yet, but still got plenty to work with. So look, I'm almost flipping through this whole thing. What am I doing? Okay, so that is the Lost Oracle. So I like that with that too. So I really like this deck. I'm really pleased to have it in my collection. I am looking forward to exploring it more. I probably won't get to working with this deck until the end of summer. which is okay. I have, oops, I almost put these in here upside down. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I have a long list of decks that I want to work with, and I just don't seem to have enough time in the day. I wish I was retired. I really, you know, I'm ready to retire. What about you? Are you ready to retire as well? So, in summary, this is the Mushroom Hunters Arcanum deck by Joe Buckley. I really love it. I love like the 70s color palette of it and the simplistic design of the art. And I like that the guide itself actually gives you little tidbits and some things to learn about the individual mushrooms. And I think it pairs with a lot of the decks that I have. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to working with this particular deck when we get to the end of summer. So thanks for joining me and listening to me talk about decks. And until next time, I appreciate you. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Help my channel grow. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like and what you don't like so that I can help improve on my videos. If you have any suggestions, I'm always open to hearing it. And until next time, thank you very much. See ya. Bye.